Welcome back, everyone. Club Tournament of Champions. You just heard from some of our sponsors out there. We're about to watch Ben Johns, number 2 seed, take on Hayden Patriquin. And I am lucky enough to be joined by a special guest, Ben Newell. Ben, thanks for being on with me.
Yeah, Hannah, thanks for the invite. Glad to be here.
All right, so we know these guys both pretty well, right? Have you played them before?
Yeah, you know, I played Baby H. Oh, sorry, that's my nickname for Hayden there. I played him in a couple pickup matches back about a year ago, and he's a good player. He's got a forehand drive that's wicked, but it's going to be interesting to see how Ben handles him and what his strategy is.
Absolutely. He's one of the biggest up-and-comers. He's young. He's only 16, I believe, and his game has just improved so much over the last few years, and we expect it to continue doing so as he gets older.
Yeah, he might have some confidence today, though. I caught him between his last match. He has contacts in, and I guess he wears glasses most of the time, but he loves these new contacts, so let's see if he's seeing it well and is going for it.
I was asking him about that because, so Hayden Patriquin, yeah, you're right, he does wear glasses generally. Jesse Irvin was the first one to debut these tinted contact lenses,
yeah,
which he
that's what he's got.
swears by if you have light eyes, especially blue eyes or green eyes, to protect you from the sun. So you don't have to wear sunglasses, but your eyes aren't as bothered by the sun, by the glare, and even protects from sun damage, just like wearing a pair of sunglasses. So she turned him onto those, and I've seen Hayden as well as a couple of other players debuting these contact lenses, and they make your eyes look a little bit funny. They make your eyes look almost like a deep purple.
Yeah, I was staring at him. I was like, Hayden, you look different. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It was intimidating.
But yeah, no longer the pretty blue eyes. He's a beast now. Ready to side out, then to serve here, 0-0.
I got to play Ben in my first tournament ever. Of course, I was the lowest seed in the tournament, and I got to play Ben first round. And I thought I was doing well, but that was the only time I got to play him. And when you play Ben, you know, you think you're in the point, and then all of a sudden you lose. And you're like, that's okay, I was in it. I got it. I was right there. So I had a chance. And then you lose again. And then you're like, no, it's okay. I was right in it. And it just slowly goes downhill over and over and over. So tough player.
It's all right. We all got to start somewhere. And you've been in the sport, I think, only for about a year and a half, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're married to Yana Grichkina, one of our female pros on tour.
Yeah, I think you'll get to see her right after this one.
That's right. She's also playing singles today, and the women will take the court later today. I believe their bracket may have started at 12:30. Do you know when the
noon.
women's bracket
I think it started at noon today,
so we're about 40 minutes in to the women's bracket.
Let's go, Ben. Come on, Ben.
Oh, come on, Hayden. Yeah, Hayden also gets to run some mixed with Yana.
Oh, that's right.
I think she's actually playing them this tournament, but they're so fun. He's got so much energy, so when he plays, like, you're always going to get to come on, and that's exactly what you need when you're playing with a partner.
Absolutely. Gotta love the positivity, the energy, the support system.
Yeah, and he's got a good support system with his family. I don't know if you've got to meet the Patriquin clan, but they're good people.
It's awesome. Woof. Around the post there?
Oh, they took it away.
Ooh. All right. Ref calls that ball out. Give Ben that ball back to serve 3-0.
Yeah, and Ben has one of the most aggressive serves on tour, I would say, too. I can't think of anyone. I mean, obviously they took the spin serve away, right. But yeah, and on the PPA side, for sure, he's definitely got one of the strongest serves.
Yeah, people going for a lot more on their serves, as we've noted before these days. So you're going to see more serve misses than we ever did before as well.
Yeah, I caught up with Zane. I think it was the Atlanta Oh, maybe it wasn't the PPA, but I caught with him at one of the tournaments, and he said he missed 10 returns in the match. I was like, that's insane.
Wow.
But that just shows you how much he goes for it. So when he's not serving, he's returning. He's trying to get aggressive early so he can get an advantage.
Wow. Yeah, I hadn't heard that, but the people will be going for a lot more on the returns also makes sense. Sounds like Zane's doing some statistics digging as well.
Yeah.
It's good. You got to study the game if you want to be at the top. You need to embrace all the elements of learning on court and off.
Do you know if these two have played much? I don't follow singles as much as I used to, but
Yeah, they have. I think once or twice in the past. Ben's won those matches, as far as I'm aware. But Hayden, I think, spending a lot more time on his singles game and his mixed game doubles as well. So we'll see what he can do. Maybe he'll come back from this timeout he just called with some more firepower. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Club Tournament of Champions. I'm Hannah Johns, joined by Ben Newell. Ben, if you were Hayden right now, down by this deficit, what are you trying to do?
Oh, good question. So when you're the underdog, I like to go for it early. I like to get my shots, whatever it is for me. So for Hayden, I know it's his forehand. He's got a pretty good backhand too, but I would get my drives going and really try and put pressure on Ben out the gate. But it also opens up you to be free to swing out a little bit more. If you're too timid on your own shots, the shots that win you games, and you wait too long in the match, especially in pickleball, it's too hard to get back into it. So I would say swing out, go for it. You have nothing to lose. See if it works out for you. If you get hot, you might win the set real quick.
Yep, you're going to lose regardless unless you go for it.
Right. Yeah, and Ben's a cat and mouse player.
Yeah.
So I remember when I played him, I was up 7-1, and I was just hitting drives. And I was like, oh, I can play pickleball singles. And then he slowly got me into cat and mouse. And I was like, oh, it's a whole different game once you get two people at the net in pickleball. Ooh. So I would say for Hayden, go for it, buddy. Just send some rips. But that's kind of my game style, too.
I like it. Well, that's actually how we just saw Hunter Johnson take down Tyson McGuffin in center right before this. I mean, he was just killing him with the passing shots, with the drives, with big groundies.
Yeah, and Tyson was committed to going in. I mean, after about six passing shots, you're like, okay, maybe you should work it from the baseline a little bit. But he was committed.
Yep. I think he was hoping that it was just sort of like Hunter had gotten hot, and he was hoping he would just ride it out and get through it, which sometimes is the case, or a lot of times is the case. That
Oh, nice.
Oh, my gosh. That's an angle. But Hunter didn't. To his credit, he stayed very dialed in. He didn't get too nervous, too tentative. He was able to finish off pretty strong in Game 3.
I might have lost the game audio. I don't know. Oh, okay.
Nice move by Hayden.
All right, Hayden. Yeah, let's get on the board here. Oh, there you go. Go for it.
Like what you said, big drive.
And I don't know Hayden's background. Do you know if he was tennis at all?
He did play some tennis. He's from California, so definitely grew up, I believe, playing some tennis. You can see that just in his ground strokes, I think. The way he actually comes up off the ground when he hits a big forehand, which is so tennis. I've seen you hit that same massive forehand.
Putting all the energy into it.
Yeah. But I'm not sure how long he stuck with tennis before he found pickleball.
Right, he's so young. I mean, yeah, he can just be a pickleball player. But yeah, Ben, when I played him too, you'll watch his strokes when he's at the net. His volleys in particular, he doesn't have a tennis volley.
No.
He's got a sweeping, like an eagle's wing type of volley, and it looks like it gives him so much more reach, and it's tough to pass.
Oof.
And that roll, that backhand roll's insane. He got a J on one of those in the last tournament.
Yeah, it's a sweet shot. It's one I've tried to learn. It still eludes me.
Yeah.
All right, Hayden's going to call a timeout here at 8-0. We'll be right back. Guys, thanks for joining us. We're back on center court here at the Club Tournament of Champions.
Oh, Ben Johns with a freebie there.
Oof.
All right, we got one.
All
if
right.
your team Patriquin.
Hayden on the board. What do you do when you're the one that's up 8-0? Are you going for a lot? Are you just swinging for the fences because why not?
Yeah, I think I still have to kind of play that same mindset I was saying, just from the reverse perspective. So Hayden needs to go for some stuff. So if you're on the winning side, now you just want to start making your balls, make him hit those pack shots, because the more he loses, the more he misses, the less confident he's going to be. So just kind of play that dynamic. And if he starts making them, then you got to start going for a little bit more. But every sport, at the end of the match, it gets closer. Like basketball games get tighter. It always seems they go to overtime now. Just how sports work. So Hayden's going to be playing a little bit hotter here, I would assume, in a couple points. Make this a little closer.
This is a great exchange here. And the finish from Johns was well played on both sides there. Good anticipation on Hayden's part. Get into a lot of balls.
Yeah, and Ben just working him to death. That's what he does.
Whew. It's already very hot out there. It's supposed to be 95 today. Full sun.
Yep, I had a long sleeve coming in, and I quickly took that off. It's really hot.
No need for that today.
Hayden's there.
Ooh. Nice placement there by Hayden. I don't often see Ben run for a ball like that.
Yeah, especially on the forehand side. So let's see if Hayden can work him out wide on his backhand like that.
Ben generally conserves a lot of energy on court. You don't see him moving too quickly unless he has to.
Yeah, that's tough.
Tough. That was a good move by Hayden. I liked what he was doing with it. But Ben able to come up with a big shot anyway.
He almost pulled the AJ. I know AJ blew up on Instagram. He had some play where he went off to the side of the kitchen and then snuck back in.
Yep. Typical strange stuff coming out of AJ Kohler.
AJ Kohler, yeah.
Very, very unusual game. You never know what's going to happen when you're on court with him.
No, he's definitely one of the funnest opponents to have.
Yep.
I wish I had played next to him, but I think he's got that spot's taken. So.
Yeah. I was talking to Callan last weekend after an interview with him and AJ after they won their match, and he's like, yeah, it's totally electric to play next to AJ. You just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's hugely exciting. Yeah. All right, setting Ben up for game point here now.
Oh, you wanted that one.
Ooh. I think Ben may have knocked one of our
Yeah,
audio.
we lost the game audio.
Audio's down there. Oh, good get, Hayden. Oof, all right. Earning himself the game point inside out again. Well played by Hayden. Nice deep shots. Keeping Ben in the back of the court there.
Yeah, you got to stay to it, Hayden. So don't take it off. Keep going for it.
Right.
And then, you know, you're already down the set enough. I would just keep going for things. That seems to be my motto here. But, you know, the more confidence he gets, the better he'll be able to roll into the second set. So.
Right. Yeah, so put as many on the board as you can, even if you ultimately lose the game. At least set yourself up in terms of feel and mentality moving into game 2.
Yeah, and try things. Don't hold back. Go for some stuff. Go for some different strategies.
Yeah.
I remember when I played Hayden, you know, about a year ago, he had his spin serve.
Oh,
and it was one of the best I saw. So
he had a good one. No longer used on the PPA Tour now is the spin serve, in the effort to keep the game as close to its historical origins as possible, which is that the serve was not, it was meant to not be a weapon and was simply a lead into the point. And I'm not sure, I think there's split opinions on that, of course, amongst the pros and the amateurs as to what direction the game should go.
Yeah.
There's never going to be a unanimous opinion on that.
You're good. Yeah, I would say my opinion on that, it's tough from a player's perspective because you want to be able to create. You want to be able to try different things, do different things, and you know, a spin serve was another element where you gave the player something that they could try and do to win, something different. But at the same time, you do change the sport quite a bit. All of a sudden, the points were getting, so many points were getting won off of the serve from those players who successfully did it. And yeah, it was very aggressive. So definitely a sport-changing decision there. And I would have to say I'm a fan of not having the spin. Like I want the player to create and I want them to go for a ton of things, but that was definitely one that was sport-changing for sure.
Yep. It's interesting to be a part of the sport's evolution for sure, making these choices. Oh, this is a great point. Oof, just
nice
a little dropper over the net there. Hayden playing well these last few points, able to rattle off a point or two.
All right, working Ben off the side again. I think that's his play. That's what I'm going for. If I'm Hayden.
You mentioned you played Hayden, I guess, in men's doubles.
Yeah.
And you've watched him play with Yana as a mixed partner. Which event do you think he's better in?
You know, I would have to say he's really, really confident in men's doubles. So I played against him and Wyatt Stone, against me and a buddy, Jack Oxler, and Hayden was taking it to us. Like, it was definitely, not saying Wyatt was a weaker by any moment, but Hayden was feeling it. So we were like, let's just keep it away from Hayden. But when he's confident, when he's on, his hands are really good. So, you know, you attack him, he's all of a sudden on offense. Oh, no. I thought I was on offense.
Oh, no. Yeah, definitely a dangerous player. It'll be interesting to see how far he goes as he gets older.
Yep, and he's got that two-hand, so a lot of power, but
oof, that will do it.
There it goes.
That'll finish off game number 1 for Ben Johns. We'll show you game 2 when we come back.
All right, and we're back for set number 2, Ben Johns versus Hayden Patriquin. Ben took that one. He was looking pretty good, and Hayden snuck in there, but was able to close it out.
But like you mentioned before, Ben, that you wanted Hayden to start to swing for the fences and get into game 2 feeling good. I think that was accomplished more or less. He started to pick it up a little bit at the end of game 2 or game 1.
Yeah, you can probably contribute a little bit for Hayden going for it, but also Ben might be trying some things out too,
True.
So he's winning, and maybe he's working on some things he wants to take into the next game. So, yeah, let's see how Hayden pulls off the next couple points.
Yep. Levels upon levels of strategy, Ben.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I used to love singles back when I played tennis. I want to get into more in pickleball, but I got to get a little bit more healthier to play with the guys like this. So.
Yeah, it's definitely another level of fitness if you want to compete in singles. They're long days, long points, lots of back and forth, up and down movements.
Again, Hayden picking on the backhand. A little sarcasm there from Hayden.
Hayden
great serve.
Tells himself, yeah, great serve. As it flies a little long there. Ooh, that looked like a missed serve from Ben. Right back. Great serve.
A little wide there from Hayden. It will be interesting once Stats gets into the game. I know there's some players doing it on the sidelines and stuff, but really interesting to see, how many missed serves, how many missed dinks, how many missed drives.
Yeah, spread of points. Interesting to see sometimes that, a player might have won in terms of points,
right,
points scored, but still loses the match. And
yep.
Stuff like that is very interesting to look at, or how often they hit the forehand versus the backhand or run around. This is the kind of stats that are going to matter more and more as the game gets more competitive and harder to compete in. You're going to need to study up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my first time commentating, but I wish I had some stats on, their prior matches to see how they went and stuff.
That would be helpful.
Yeah.
Well, when we come back, maybe we'll come up with a few stats
I'll
of our own.
Do some research. Oh, when it dribbles over.
Alrighty, 6-0 now. I'm going to give you guys a little update from around the bracket on the men's side. Got Hunter Johnson, as you saw a little earlier here, taking down Tyson McGuffin. He's going to be playing Dylan Frazier. That will be next up on center court after this match. That is our quarterfinal match. Our other quarterfinal also set and played. James Ignatowicz took down Ryan Cherry 11-0,
oh, wow.
11-2.
Awesome.
Wow, he must be playing well. Ryan Cherry generally does not go down without a fight.
Yeah, Sherry Bear's a scrapper. I watched James play. He wasn't playing Sherry, but, man, he has so much reach, and he's got a two-handed volley. It doesn't matter. He's still covering the whole court, so
wow.
He is a tough person to pass.
All right, nice little cat and mouse from Hayden. Comes away with it. He'll have the serve now. On the other side of the bracket, Federico taking down Jay DeVilliers. He progresses to the semifinal. This is our last quarterfinal here being shown on screen now, Ben versus Hayden. The winner of this match will go on to play Federico Staxrud.
Good defense from Hayden here. He's working his way in.
Hayden looks so relaxed right now.
Yeah, look at him. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, it's great.
Oh.
He should have kept doing that. Look at him. He looks like he's hardly trying there. Oh, that's funny. Little smiles all around, some laughs from the audience. It's always fun to see.
Yeah, I would say lack of experience there from Hayden. You know, he's got one thing and it's working, but he's just waiting to see if it keeps working, and then decided to switch it up last minute and it didn't work. So,
Yeah.
but he'll keep working on his strategy and figure it out. But I think Ben has a lot more time on the court than Hayden, I would say.
Yeah, got some more years under his belt for sure, and that helps so much to know what to do. I mean, so much of winning a match comes down to your choices. It's all shot selection. You know, you've got lots of things you can do with the ball, and a lot of times these players are able to convert on most of those shots. It's just which one is most appropriate for which situation on court.
Yep, Hayden a little wide-eyed there, sends a volley long, or wide. I do like to see it, though. Hayden's getting into these dink rallies.
Not afraid of that.
Yeah. A little wide there. And coming from singles in the tennis world, you got a 3-hour match versus maybe sometimes a 30-minute match if you're not playing well or someone's not playing well. So very quick sport. Every shot counts.
Oof. A little clap from Ben there. That's a great shot by Hayden. Right on the line. Right, so like you're saying, pickleball a lot faster than tennis, and can't take any point for granted. It's very easy to get down in a game before you know it.
I'd say the biggest thing I learned when I started playing the pros was practice. I got to get into the tournament the day of and hit a lot more balls that morning before the match.
Absolutely.
Just because every shot's so critical.
I talked to another one of the singles guys in the draw this morning. He said he got here a few days early to practice playing in the elevation.
Oh, right, yeah.
Higher elevation out here, so the ball's flying a little bit more. It's something to think about for sure, not only as you come to a tournament, you know, how you want to play that event, but, you know, what are the conditions? Weather and...
Oh, and he goes for the ATP.
Good try there. The backhand ATP.
He's there.
He'll only run for about one ball. He'll go for this, then he's done.
Yeah, but how do you get him to move? That's the real question. When he's always in charge, it's hard to get the guy who's attacking to move.
That's right. And one of the ways I think one of the, you know, if you were to beat Ben is to move him around the court, get him on the run, obviously, as that helps beat anyone. But it's something that Ben really doesn't like to do.
Yeah, and he's a big body, so it's easier said than done.
That's right. A lot of reach. Good reach for sure. All right, that takes us to 9-4 here. 2 points away for the number 2 seed. Number 1 seed already upset in the bracket. That leaves Ben as the favorite in this tournament.
Oh, 2 in a row. That little forehand flick cross court.
Such a deceptive shot. I mean, you don't know. Is it going down the line? Is it going cross court?
Yeah, and in that replay, you can see how long he held it. It's
right.
just so hard to read. All right, Hayden, another chance here. And that looked like a 10-4 return. Ben just hit that return about as hard as he could, I think. and keeping it in, you know.
Yeah, like you said, an offensive return. Very important. Little mid-court dropper there, unfortunately. Not close enough to the net from Hayden. Been able to finish there. That will give him the victory here in 2. All right, guys, we got one more match to show you before we head into the men's semifinals. Just one more slot left to fill for that semifinal spot.
Gotta aim for the top
right
light.
back with you, don't go away.
Hold up. Yeah, I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles. Said I'm in my element, it's evident that there's levels to the game. All of those dark nights I got then, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like pain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well. A penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. Snap for the sun like Diddy. The riches got a mad ass son, I'm like Billy. I ain't never switch up, whole team with me. But known for my city like